What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Beautiful Beer Review channel. We're back for another review. As you can see, the light coming through. So it's earlier in the day. The sun's actually on the other side of the house right now. But I had some time and really wanted to crack this open and kind of give you a brief summary of this beer. So this is WestBrook Brewing Company out of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina's Gose. Some people pronounce this Gose. I say Gose. Can says sour, salty, and delicious. Now, I've had this beer before. One of the first really sour beers that I ever had, even though it's not a true sour. But the can this is one of the best cans ever. So on the back of this can, if you can see here, it tells you how they pronounce it, Gose, and then it has a little blurb about the beer. I wanted to read it to you. So this is our interpretation of Gose, pronounced Gose. A traditional German-style wheat beer brewed with coriander and salt. Once nearly extinct, this very refreshing style is making a comeback. Best served at 45 degrees. Enjoy about 180 days on the bottom of this can. And this can, it was canned on 12/8/2016. So we are well within that 180-day range. So since trying this beer the very first time, I've had quite a few German-style Goses. And this beer is definitely WestBrook's interpretation of this beer. This beer is much more salty, much more sour than traditional German-style Goses. The salt and the coriander seem to be more to the forefront of the German styles, and they're nowhere near as just citrusy and sour like this one is. I'll review some of the German-style ones here pretty soon because as the weather warms up, I tend to drink more sours and more Goses. So they're just kind of refreshing. But anyway, enough talking about this beer. Let's get into the can. It'll be the first really of this style that I've done. I'm a huge fan of WestBrook Brewing. I think I've said that before. Maybe not. I don't know. Got a Leopold from Scott, and that's one of their sour beers, aged in white wine barrels, and that review's coming up really soon. I'm not going to let that beer sit around too much longer. Anyway, I picked this up at Hop City on their singles shelf here in Birmingham, Alabama. This beer is pretty much available year-round to us. And it's something that my wife and I both love, so we keep them around quite often. Anyway, into the can we go. I'm actually going to save the other half of this can for her. So here you can see it. Another really golden, slightly hazy beer. Orange, golden color, really pretty. About really almost a full finger of frothy white head. Oh yeah, I didn't say, I don't know if it's on here. Let me see. I think it's really low. Yeah, so these beers, Goses, are typically like under 5%. So this is like a 4% ABV beer, so it's really crushable. As far as the alcohol, really sessionable. Anyway, let's get a nose on this thing. And yeah, so these beers, I guess it's the coriander, I think, is really like citrusy smelling. So this beer smells like limes and lemons and like a bright orange, but like super just super lemony and like that refreshing lemonade kind of smell. I don't know how, I mean, yeah, so gosh, it just smells so good. It's so light and like crisp smelling, like just a ton of citrus and lime, lemon, like lemon zest too, like squeezing a lemon and getting that smell of the oils on your hands. Like that's a good representation of what I'm smelling. All right, on to the taste. Yeah. This beer is just so beautiful. I know people who absolutely hate this beer. It is what some people consider an enamel peeler. So the front of this beer on the front of your tongue is lemon, lime, oranges, just a ton of big, bright citrusy flavors. Swallow, and then it is like, I don't even know how to say it. I mean, maybe like it's sour candied citrus flavors probably. Yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful. The roof of your mouth, the sides of your tongue are just kind of really effervescently touched with this sour flavor. Some of the salt is left on your lips. All around your mouth is like this really gentle sea salt flavor that you get. You know, I don't remember what I reviewed this beer. I don't know what the very first time that I had it. I was so shocked. I got this at an arcade pub here in Birmingham on a whim because it was a beer I hadn't had, and Paramount is where I got it, and I was just floored by this style. I really fell in love with it, and I still love this beer. And I'm gonna when I finish rating this, I'm gonna give it higher. I don't know if I showed you what this can looks like, the actual front, but there it is. I don't know. I find something so refreshing about these beers. So despite the fact that this is not a definitive interpretation of a German-style Gose, I'm going to give this beer 4 1/4 because it's a personal preference. I love this beer. I love WestBrook makes a key lime Gose that was just phenomenal to me. I absolutely loved it. Hopefully get my hands on that when it comes out again this year. But if you haven't tried the Gose style beer, I suggest jumping into it. This may not be the best one if you don't like sour things. This one is pretty stinking sour, but I do. So 4 1/4 for the WestBrook Gose. And until next time, y'all, cheers.